Yes, I'm back at it again. Um, I actually wanted to talk a little bit more about the Super Bowl and Kendrick Lamar's performance, right? And the whole show, obviously, right? Around the halftime show, that is. And, you know, for me, I'm a little shady just on performative politics, and this kind of exhibitions and things, right? Um, I have some sort of caution about it myself, just because of the role that entertainers have had in politics in lending their voice. And I know it sounds so unfair because entertainers, they have a voice too, you know what I'm saying? Obviously they're righty, they should have a voice. If they don't have a voice, then I don't know what that's about, but you need to fix that quick. But for the ones that do, and obviously Kendrick does, um i I have to be critical of that at all times. But there are occasions where I think that it works, it's done in good taste, and then I think sometimes it may not be. Sometimes it could be for profit. We've seen things like this happen. We saw it with like Colin Kaepernick. Like he came out, and he wasn't the first, but he came out and they really noticed him, and then they punished him, and then Jay-Z came along. Well, then Jay-Z came along, but then also like Beyonce, she was with doing like the kind of borrowing from the civil rights movement. And I'm not saying that artists can't or haven't before, but I'm just saying Kendrick, he inherits all that baggage, you know what I'm saying? But you know, I don't want to I don't want anyone to think that like I'm not a fan of his, because I'm actually a fan of his and I respect everything that he does regarding his music, what he, his performance, his writing, his production, right, and his authenticity. That is really, rare in music and art. So, I give him the benefit of the doubt, and I also Samuel Jackson, I give him the benefit of the doubt. Actually, these are many of my favorite artists in general. So, that in itself says something, right? Uh, I just hope that the message is good enough to reach some of these other people, like these MAGA people. If I hope is good, hope is good enough. And if not, hey, you know, it is what it is, right? We don't control the world, and so I get that. I understand. Sometimes you just have to. Um, Sometimes you just do what you want to do. You follow your heart, and that's what I appreciate about the performance. Now, I just hope everybody else follows up and does the other things. Now that we have a theme song and an anthem and these kind of things, now it's really got to be about everything else too. Because and big up to the people that are fighting these executive orders in the courts, because that's what this is all about. He's overwhelming. Trump is overwhelming the system, trying to overpower the system by just filing all of these executive orders. Not, many of them, most of them unconstitutional and illegal. So all it's doing is making people have to be busy in the courts to just point it out. So he's trying to overpower the system. At the same time, he wants to fire federal judges. Come on, y'all. I mean, he wants to fire judges. Elon Musk want to fire judges. You already know they got the court stacked anyway, a lot of it, but all the judges are not, corrupt. Many of them, most of them aren't. But, so the ones that are fighting for justice, we got to support also. We need to follow that story and any other means, because tomorrow's not promised, you know, um, especially when it comes to what you pay. your taxes, how much your rent is, the expenses, all these kind of things, right? People worry about that all the time. And yet you have somebody that's not only about to screw the economy up, but is also looking to take away people's rights, just like flat out in the most, just heinous manner, you know, just pure hate essentially. But yeah, so I get it. Sometimes people just have to do them, have some fun and show that, we're still who we are, and we're fine with that. Like, I get that message. I get that message. And I like how it was blended within the performance, the artistry, the I love that, the dancing and the music. I just would say, let's keep it going. Essentially, let's keep it going. And I think a lot of people liked it, but for me, I gotta say it again. The thing I really liked about it the most was that unexpected, Sudan Palestinian flag. Because not because I feel like um, the U.S. is complicit in all of that stuff. No, I don't feel that way. Right? I feel like a lot of people are complicit. A lot of China, Russia, U.S., EU, Asia, other countries, Iran, whoever else, right? I don't want to point out. The biggest ones are the ones we could be concerned about, right? And yeah, so for me, I just think it was fine and it was cool and it's motivating, and people need to just move forward on it and enjoy it. I mean, I myself, I do not like, I don't watch the NFL. I don't watch the NBA. And the reason why is because I'm not trying to be up for shit too many times myself personally. You don't have to tell me twice to tell me you don't like my kind or like me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I just kind of feel like this whole thing about rights and expression to people, at some point, I start to wonder, like, how many of these people are really capable of changing their minds anyway? Like, it almost seems to me like people are very much very set. I mean, for this much to have gone on, there had to be a certain amount of mass that definitely felt a specific kind of way, a certain kind of way. Whatever that was or whatever it was for, um, who knows? Like, people will be dissecting that for a while, right, as it unfolds. But um, it really is telling to to the U.S. to have that situation. The corruption, these kind of things. I really hope that people continue to stand up against that, and Americans that are standing up against it, you should know that people have your back. People are watching. People are watching. You see what I mean? People are saying, "Yo, they want Americans to basically clean out the corruption, clean, and not just the rabbit hole thing like Trump is talking about. No, the obvious shit right in your face, right here, right now. Elon Musk, Trump, all of those associates, they're all national security risk. All of them. And I'm pretty sure the Republicans know that. And why they continuing to accept this kind of stuff, it is going to be on their heads, like, totally. If anything breaks out horribly bad, oh my God, man, those are the first people are going to go looking for, because they were persistent in supporting this stuff. And everyone's watching to see how long is it going to go on like this in the US. Is Trump, is Trump capable of listening to a Kendrick Lamar song? What does Trump think about Kendrick Lamar? What do you think Trump thinks about Kendrick Lamar? I mean, I would really like to know that. And as a matter of fact, let me pull this up right now. Trump, uh, did I even write that right? Okay, here. I can't. Is this the Fox Network? Yeah, okay. I think I can play this one. No, 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 no. Is it this one? Right. Okay. Let me turn this down. All right, let me see here. What is this? All right, let me see here. All right, this is Trump. I want to get a close up on his face. Let me see here. Can I do that somehow? How can I do that? Does he even look coherent? He looks like he got his eyes closed. No? His eyes are closed. Can you see this? Close. Andrea. Yes. I see you. Thank you. How's your day going? Your morning or at night? That's right. It's 2 p.m., 3 p.m. What is this? What are they doing? What is this right here? This the okay. Oh my God! They had to show this right after Trump. Like, what is this? All right, let me see here. That's Trump. His eyes are closed. Why do you think his eyes are closed? And he's saluting with his eyes closed? He doesn't look well. That don't look too good. Let me see. Just one more time since I have this open. All right, let's see here. One more again. That did not look too good. That didn't look too good at all. I wonder what that's about. Well, what are y'all thoughts about JD Vance? What do you think? If Trump, because that is part of the conversation now, like this whole thing about Trump not being looking too good, you know, is JD Vance going to be next up after Trump? And Trump's comments about that. Let's see here. We'll see here. Is it this?
Can't tell you. He suffered a couple of court losses, Mr. President. And J.D. Vance said judges aren't allowed to control the executive power. What's your take on that? Well, we're going to see what happens. We have a long way to go, and but I can't tell you. He suffered a couple of court losses, Mr. President, and J.D. Vance said judges aren't allowed to control the executive power. What's your take on that? Well, we're going to see what happens. We have a long way to go, and we're talking about fraud, waste, abuse. And when a president can't look for fraud and waste and abuse, we don't have a country anymore. So we're very disappointed with the judges that would make such a ruling. But we have a long way to go. We have to find
gaslighting. He's gaslighting everybody, you know. So the judges are the frauds. He's not the fraud. Of course, it's not him. It's only everybody that says he's the fraud. But in his mind, he's going to tell you the opposite because he doesn't give a damn. Look at this guy, man. As a matter of fact, look at his eyes when he's talking right there.
Waste and abuse. We don't have a country anymore. So we're very disappointed with the judges that would make such a ruling. But we have a long way to go. We have to find all of the fraud that's going on. We have tremendous fraud.
Look at his eyes. Look at his eyes.
Tremendous waste
What you think about that?
anymore.
Not here, but right here. Watch.
We're very disappointed with the judges that would make such a ruling. But we have a long way to go.
Here we go.
We have to find all of the fraud that's going on. We have tremendous fraud.
Yeah. Where's the one about JD Vance, man? Come on. Let's see here. Right. Here it is.
President Trump refusing to say, this was pretty stunning, refused to say that his vice president is his successor. I mean, this is the person where if Trump falls down dead would be the president in that moment, right? But he is refusing to say that JD Vance would be his successor or that he would endorse him in 2028.
Do you view Vice President J.D. Vance as your successor, the Republican nominee in 2028?
No, but he's very capable. I mean, I don't think that I think you have a lot of very capable people. So far, I think he's doing a fantastic job. It's too early. We're just starting.
This is typical Trump lying. Typical Trump lying. Look at his face.
But he's very capable. I mean, I don't think that I think you have a lot of very capable people. So far, I think he's doing a fantastic job. It's too early. We're just starting.
Except for
Yeah, Trump is just, he don't care about nothing.
again, if something happened to him, JD Vance would be the president because he's the vice president of the United States. Van Jones is out front now, former special advisor to President Obama. Tim Pawlenty is the former Republican governor of Minnesota. And I so much appreciate having both of you here. We need the wisdom and the counsel and the gravitas. So, Van, just in this moment, why do you think Trump would hesitate? I mean, I know it sounds kind of stupid what I'm saying, but it is true. If something were to happen to Trump, he has picked JD Vance to be the president of the United States in that instance. So he should be happy to say he's his successor.
Well, it sounds so silly to even have to explain this, but it's true. It's ridiculous. Trump has named, he's the one who picked JD Vance as his vice president. And when they asked him who's going to be his successor, would it be JD Vance? He said, well, he doesn't know.
The Constitution says he's a successor. So, Trump, so Trump might want at least.
Fair point.
But obviously, going along with the Constitution isn't his strong suit. Look, but that's Donald Trump. He likes for people to vie and contend for his affections on a daily basis. So he's never going to give anybody whose last name isn't Trump the permanent imprimatur. That's just not his style. So again, he's the king. He's not the president. You gotta remember, in his mind, he's the king, and he has a court of courtiers. And JD Vance is just another courtier. The fact that literally the lawful successor to the president is not going to bother Donald Trump.
Governor Pawlenty, I mean, who do you think Trump sees as his successor? Why would you answer a question in that way? It doesn't give confidence for those who follow Trump in the guy that he has chosen as his vice president.
Well, a couple of things there. And first of all, it's tactically, I think, very smart for Trump to play it this way because a third or
very smart. Whoa, what is he talking about?
more of the Congress thinks they're future presidents. And if Trump Well, a couple of things there. And first of all, it's tactically, I think, very smart for Trump to play it this way because a third or more of the Congress thinks they're future presidents. And if you need them to pass your legislation, work with you, you don't want to slam the door to their future aspirations. As
That that's equally as bad. You know what I'm saying? This guy's trying to say that is smart. Yeah, according to whose interpretation, like, what about the respect for the person that actually has the job as your successor? Come on. You know what I'm saying? What is this guy talking about? You know, are people really going to go for that?
delusional as they may be, and as somebody who ran unsuccessfully, I can speak to those kinds of things. But by the way, and then secondly, he may have other plans, and I think he's saying it's too early. We can't make an early judgment on Vance in terms of the party. And secondly, what if he has a family member or somebody else in mind that he wants to keep in the bullpen? So there could be a lot of chess pieces on the board here that he's thinking about that we don't see.
Yeah, well, interesting. You both bring in the issue of family members.
He tried to make it, you know, he borrowed that concept. It's a lot of chess pieces. You know what I'm saying? It's a little too, it's not so easy to figure out. You know what I mean? We got to compare this to chess. Like chess is cool. Chess is great. It's way better than checkers, obviously, but just the fact that he would even say that is the silliest thing to even say. Why would you? Anyway, I don't know. Is it just me? But
Van, this comes as, again, Trump is musing that he could go for a third term. Now, this is not the first time. It's not the second time. It's not the third time. I think it might be at least the fourth.
Okay.
Right? So it keeps coming up. Here's at the National Prayer Breakfast last week and in Doral.
And I do that despite the fact that they say I can't run again. That's the expression, sir. Then somebody said, I don't think you can. Oh.
it's the law, you know, and he's like, you know, he's talking about somebody. Who's the somebody? Look.
And somebody can't run again.
National Prayer Breakfast last week and
Trump, he can just make up a story out of thin air. Look.
In Doral.
Somebody.
And I do that despite the fact that they say I can't run again.
They say, who's they? Who is they?
That's the expression, sir.
That's the expression.
Sir.
Sir.
And somebody said, I don't think.
Somebody said,
Think you can. Oh.
I don't think you can.
Oh.
Oh, so who's the somebody? You know, people shouldn't even allow, I mean, how you could elect a person who even talks like this, you know, it's an insult to one's own intelligence, you know, but.
I've raised a lot of money for the next race that I assume I can't use for myself, but I'm not 100% sure because I don't know. I think I'm not allowed to run again. I'm not sure. Am I allowed to run?
I don't think Trump's going to make it. So, yeah, he can decide to run on that. I don't think he's going to be, yeah, how can I say this? I guess, how could I say it? He's not looking too good. The man is looking old. Yeah, he's looking old. Trump's looking mad old, yo. He's looking exhausted. And I'm pretty sure they're already thinking about his health, you know. But he's definitely not looking good at all. I mean, he has his moments, of course, but he seems at this point very, very guarded and shielded. He doesn't seem to, it's only planned appearances, obviously, but at the same time, in so many of his appearances, you know, they catch glimpses of him where he just looks out of it, just like what we just saw at the Super Bowl, you know. And it makes people wonder. It makes people wonder, actually. Honest, it makes people wonder about his health. Look at this. This man. Look at this. Look at him. He's asleep. This man is asleep on the job. He's asleep right there in people's faces. Look, he right in front of the camera. He couldn't even open his eyes for this moment. Doesn't it looks really weird. And this lady here too, she doesn't look too happy. Hmm. Maybe Kendrick Lamar got to his ass, you know? maybe maybe it was the song. You know, maybe there's something to this, you know? The performative. Maybe there's something to it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I've never seen Trump this bad. He looked hurt. Look, his daughter's like, anyway, y'all, I'm going. I got to get out of here. But I wish everybody a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Tuesday morning. Have a wonderful week. And I'll be back at y'all really, really soon. Andrea, thanks for coming out. Peace, everybody else. Be good.